All right, a new study published in the British medical journal, The Lancet, says more than half of police killings here in the United States are mislabeled. It also highlights the racial disparity in police-involved deaths. Researchers from the University of Washington looked at data from the National Vital Statistics System from around the start of the war on drugs. That's about 1980 till 2018. Now, the study determined around nearly 31,000 people of all races died from police violence between that nearly 40-year period. But in the process of assessing those deaths, researchers found more than 55% of them were mislabeled or misreported, more specifically as having nothing to do with police violence. Taking all that data into account, the study also suggests Black people are 3.5 times more likely to die in a police-involved killing than white Americans. So joining us now with more insight on the implications of this study, former NYPD officer and director of PR and political affairs for the Black Law Enforcement Alliance, Mr. Mark Claxton. Mark, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Nicole. Pleased to be here.
All right. So, Mark, we have nearly 40 years of data being studied here. You are a former police officer. What are your thoughts as to why this happened?
Well, to be honest, there's nothing shocking in the revelations and the report itself. I think for a long time, people have understood that there has been mislabeling, mischaracterizations, and sometimes just avoiding the actual and true data as it relates to police killings, particularly in the Black and brown communities. So it's not a shocking result or finding. It is something that many advocates and many police reform advocates have been speaking about and trying to address. You know, in about every reform package that's out there, there is some component of it that involves additional reporting and auditing the information that comes from police agencies in regards to the killing of civilians.
All right, so this data over nearly 40 years. Okay, so let's go through some of these cases. We know in Minnesota, we know former officer Derek Chauvin has been convicted of murder in George Floyd's death. But initially, police and the medical examiner implied his health issues and drug use contributed to his death. All right, now let's head to Colorado. We know Elijah McClain, who was put in a police chokehold, injected with ketamine by paramedics. His death ruled undetermined, but now multiple officers and paramedics have been indicted. Now in Louisiana, Ronald Green, beaten, tased, dragged by state police. His death ruled accidental. And the study points to the race of the person in custody also absolutely playing a factor. So, Mark, with all of those examples, is this miscategorization still happening?
It most definitely is still happening. And what can't be ignored is the incestuous relationship between police agencies, and not only with the prosecutors, but oftentimes with the coroner's offices across the nation. And the relationships that are well established and well formed sometimes rely on each other, oftentimes rely on each other for information and investigations, and they are slow to start pointing fingers or assessing blame even when it's appropriate. I think that it's clear that there's been a pattern of attributing a lot of these police-involved killings to natural causes or pre-existing health conditions of the victims. And when they can't do that, they tend to do what they've done with Elijah McClain's situation, is make it undetermined, which leaves it up in the air as to exactly what the cause of death is or what the impetus for the death was. So it is a problem that is ongoing. It is historically significant, but it is a pressing problem at this current moment as well. And until we get to the point where we demand accurate, audited data, it will continue. All
right. So, Anna Mark, again, of course, you are a former police officer. So is this more, you mentioned an incestuous relationship between medical examiners, the police force in some cases, but is this about protecting that thin blue line, or is it more about, you know what, let's take our time, let's assess the data, let's look at the facts, and then let's make the determination?
It really is about protecting the quote unquote thin blue line, or however you want to attribute it. It really is about protecting each other and protecting the system that has long been less than honorable, and that race plays a major part in it. There's a disparate treatment that's in play here and has been discussed widely for a long period of time when you talk about the Black and brown communities and then the white communities. So that has a lot to do with also the failure to adequately or accurately reflect the nature of these killings.
All right, Mark Claxton, we could talk to you about this for probably 10, 15 more minutes. We really, truly appreciate your expertise on this. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate it.